Hello everyone, my name's Michael Biviano. Welcome to Life, Love and the Pursuit of Real Estate. I want to start off again, as I have many times lately, and thank everybody for their subscriptions on Instagram and Facebook and my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. And your opinions are well worth reading and noted. Mostly positive, some negative, but that's okay. We have a look at those and we study those and analyse those. And everybody's opinion is valid from their own perspective. So I'd like to thank you very much for that. Today, I want to talk about self-assessment. Now, we have covered this briefly beforehand. And so what I've done is, out of a lot of my friends that are doing extremely well, both personally, business-wise, in their lives, I've looked at some of the questions they ask themselves and questions that I ask myself. And what I've done is I've had a look at over the years, over the 30 years, or a bit, actually more now, over the 38 years that I've been in business, I've now realised that there are a lot of questions that we ask ourselves that we don't necessarily know we're asking ourselves, but there's always subconsciously in our mind that sort of directs us in a particular way. So what I've done is, on our channel, you'll be able to download a questionnaire, a self-assessment questionnaire that John and I have worked on for a little while now to hopefully get the questions right. But basically, there are 15 questions that we ask ourselves on a fairly regular basis. And sometimes you might forget them. But the beauty of having a questionnaire sheet is you can physically write an answer down. And as I said in the last self-assessment video that we had, is I like to rate 1 out of 10 where I'm at. Right? So I'm going to run through these questions. Hopefully these are going to be of some help to you. And as I said, you'll be able to download them. So it's Life, Love and the Pursuit of Real Estate is the website. Is that right, John? Correct. Absolutely. Okay, I got that right. Good. All right. My first question to myself is, can I answer the following questions truthfully? Sounds like a bit of an odd question, but when people are doing goals or when they're setting up parameters for a business plan, etc., they might not be real with themselves or with other people that are involved. So the first question is, can I be absolutely 100% truthful with the questions I'm about to ask myself? And so if the answer is yes, you can move forward. Number 2, am I in control of my mood and my psychology and my physiology right now? Am I in a good frame of mind to actually do this questionnaire, right? And be hard on myself and be real. 3, have I completed my goals, financial, business and personal goals, over a 1, 3 and 5 year period? If I haven't, why haven't I? If I don't know what my goals are, you need to give them some thought. And if goals are taking more than 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, then really you're not on track. And they don't have to be many of them. You don't have to have in each category, financial, business and personal, 1, 3 and 5 years. You don't have to have many goals. You might just have one. And that's okay. And once you have that goal, then you need all the tasks behind it to make sure that you can achieve it. So, but it is good to write these down. And as my personal mentor, Dr. Fred, always says, by writing them down makes them more real. So I'd strongly suggest that you do that you write them down. And that's why this self-assessment questionnaire is quite good. 4, am I prepared to put into place actions to achieve my goal? That's what I was just previously talking about, is the tasks. Am I really prepared to get off my ass and do what I need to do to achieve the goals? 5, do I fully understand what I have to sacrifice to achieve my goals? There is a sacrifice in everything that we achieve, and it's whether you're prepared to make the commitment. And if it's, say, health related and you want to go to the gym every day, you know that some days you're not going to feel like going to the gym and you really have to push yourself to go, and that's going to be really, really hard work for you. Are you prepared on those late nights that you're working still to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym? That's the sort of stuff I'm talking about. So what sacrifice, and are you prepared to make the sacrifice to achieve your goals? And that will show you how important your goals are to you. And just on that score, when you know that your goals are important, is it's because you can see the end game. You can actually see where you will be. You can envisage it, visualize it. 6, do I love myself and respect myself enough to walk away from anything or anyone that infringes on my purpose? Do I love myself enough and respect myself enough to say to the people that are in my life that are no good for me, please go away? Very, very important. Very hard question to answer, I find. Number 7, Am I content with my relationships in my life? So what I do is I rate them out of 10. And I have covered this beforehand. A lot of people like that idea. Some people are critical of that idea, right? But it'd be good to see that within your inner circle, how do you rate the relationships that you've got with your partner, spouse, business partner, best friends, football buddies, whatever it might be, poker mates, whatever it might be. How do you value those relationships? Are you getting enough out of them? 8, do I leave people that I deal with better off for having dealt with me? Do I leave more than what I got when I leave somewhere? Do I leave my friends better off? Do I make them feel good after they've seen me? That's a really important question. That certainly floats my boat. And the reality of that is that when you give, you get. So I ask you to keep that strongly in mind. 9, do I have a mentor or a brains trust that I can rely on to give me a really bloody honest opinion? To say, no, Michael, you're not doing that right. Or yes, Michael, I think you're on course. It's good to have someone, a brains trust or a mentor, that can be very, very honest and open with you. And a mentor doesn't have to be necessarily someone that you pay. It can be a friend. And I have mentors that are friends of mine, and I mentor them in some ways too. So it works both ways. 10, am I doing everything I can for my personal development on an ongoing basis? Am I learning something new in my downtime? Am I getting fitter in my downtime? Those sorts of things. Am I reading a book a month? Maybe. So am I learning on a regular basis? Am I enhancing myself and making sure that I feel like I'm enhancing myself, which is as important. 11, am I doing anything to advance my health and well-being on a consistent basis? Whether it's going for 5 walks a week, walking the dogs, going to the gym, maybe having a day where you eat light just to give your digestive system a bit of a break. All those sorts of things. Those things change your mentality and change your invigoration to move forward and get your goals done. 12, am I using my time effectively at work and home? And does my time spent on things nurture my soul? So am I doing anything in a day that really, really floats my boat? Right? So, and it could be one of many things, you know. So I've got a couple of friends of myself and I love Batman cartoons. Every once in a while when we get together, we'll watch 2 hours worth of Batman cartoons and just laugh and just have a joke about how we were kids, and that sort of stuff really, really fills my soul. So there'll be little quirky things like that that may be really good for you that I suggest that you have a look at. So that's a great question to ask. 13, very important. Am I on track with my wealth creation for my future years? So am I doing anything this particular month that's enhancing my net worth for later on, for my retirement, etc.? Now, going back to an old standard of mine is I suggest that people save 20% of their net pay at every payday. If you can do that, that will change your life dramatically in 10 years. Super enhance your life. So am I on track? You need to ask yourself that question. Am I doing enough for my wealth creation for my future years? 14, as my mentor and coach of many, many years now, Dr. Fred always says, what stretch goals have we got in mind? And a stretch goal is a goal that's above a normal goal. It's a little bit harder to get at. And it could be that you might want to hit a particular fitness level that's well above anything that you've ever hit before. It may be that you might want to do the 100-kilometre walk, but you've never walked more than 5 or 10. There's those sort of things where you push yourself and try and advance yourself. That is a great psychological enhancer when you can actually achieve a stretch goal. Dr. Fred's very big on that and been very big on that with us in our group. Number 15 is the fun quotient. So how much fun are we having in any particular day, week or month? Go to the footy, playing poker, go to the movies. What are you doing just to have basic fun? And it could be gardening. It doesn't really matter. But there'll be many things that you may have enjoyed over the years that you've just let subside because life gets in the way. And what will happen is in that time of having fun, that downtime, your mind and your subconscious gets a rest. And all of a sudden you'll find that you'll be invigorated with new ideas, etc. Or maybe just a better persona, which will bring people to you, make you a bit more magnetic to people. So what else are you doing? There'll be many, many things. And John behind the camera here loves going to the gym, right? It really floats his boat. That's great for him. You know, I like going to the movies. I like watching animated cartoons. I love that sort of stuff. That sort of stuff for me floats my boat. So on that score, they're the sort of things that I ask you to do. And it could very well be that it might be reading a book, and that can be fun for you. So you need to be able to analyze that. And sometimes when I mention that to people, they go, oh, I don't know. I said, well, what did you do 10 years ago that made you happy? And then they start reliving some of their past and start remembering some of the things that made them happy. And you can see in their face that their whole disposition completely alters and changes. So hopefully that helps, guys. I ask you to stay great, do the best you can. I hope you value the questionnaire. It works for me. John will set it all up, and you'll be able to, on a PDF form, is that right, John? On a PDF form, be able to download it and rate yourself out of 10 where you are with that. And you don't have to do it often, but it might be good to do this twice a year or 3 or 4 times a year. Thanks very much for listening. Really appreciate the subscriptions. God bless.